Coming up on School Matters, we've got the bold new moves that are putting our students and schools in the spotlight.
Academically #1. All right.
From an education summit featuring the legendary Bill Cosby to a program putting administrators in the classroom. Today, we're introducing you to the district's new proposed strategic plan and showing you how we're already putting those goals into play. We'll tell you how the plan was developed and what role you are playing. We're also hearing from our superintendent of schools.
We've talked a lot about developing the whole child, but it's also about developing the whole parent.
How he says this plan will raise student achievement. Plus, the operating room meets the classroom at one of our high schools, but with a twist.
And it's just fun to get a feel for what you want to do in the future.
What local company is showing these students tricks of the medical trade and what valuable lessons they learned. And it's the moment we've all been waiting for. From 5 finalists to 1 winner. We're revealing the 2013 Florida Blue Duval County Teacher of the Year, all from the best seat in the house. School Matters starts now.
It's a plan meant to drive our students to success and strengthen our schools and staff. Thanks for watching this episode of School Matters. I'm Alexis Grant.
And I'm Evan Fernandez. Today, we're giving you an in-depth look at the district's proposed strategic plan, and we're doing it from every angle. But first, we want to fill you in on the vision and the mission behind the plan.
The vision is simple. Every student is inspired and prepared for success in college, career, and life.
The mission is to provide educational excellence in every school, in every classroom, for every student, every day. Our Isabella Groff is standing by with our Superintendent, Dr. Nikolai Vitti, with more on the recommended vision and mission for Duval County schools.
Plus, we're showing you how a citywide education summit is helping the district achieve these goals. That leads us to our top story.
This strategic plan is built around 4 very specific goals. One of these goals is to engage parents, caregivers, and community.
What better way to engage all 3 of these groups than with the help of the most famous father of television? We're talking about the one and only Dr. Bill Cosby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Viking family, let's welcome to the stage none other than a legend in our midst, Mr. Dr. Bill Cosby.
Wow, can you imagine this taking place at your school? A man who has entertained families for decades came all the way to Jacksonville, Florida to talk about a subject near and dear to his heart, education.
The next governor of the state may come from and be a graduate of Doesn't that feel good? Don't be afraid.
Dr. Cosby's visit was part of Mayor Alvin Brown's Education Summit, a 2-day event meant to raise awareness as well as funds for city and district initiatives. As part of day 1, Dr. Cosby visited 3 schools, Raines, First Coast High School, and La Villa School of the Arts. He also met students from SP Livingston. He spoke to a crowded auditorium full of students, teachers, district leaders, and community members about the importance of applying themselves and pursuing academics at all costs.
Study. Ask people to help you. Don't be embarrassed by the fact that you've said to yourself, if somebody sees me go to Miss So-and-so and say, I don't understand this, that they're going to make fun of me. Okay, who are these people? And why would you want to try to impress them?
Dr. Cosby also encouraged students to work with their teachers.
When I was your age, I thought there were old people who came to bother me. I was doing fine. You can ignore things if you want to, but I want you to realize that these teachers have come here hoping to save somebody.
Several students from Raines had the chance to join Cosby on stage. They were handpicked by the school to read personal essays to the crowd. Judging by his reaction, it looks like Dr. Cosby enjoyed their company.
I just was blessed to have the opportunity, to say what I said, and it hit home with them. I don't think you could even describe it. That's how great it was. Even just meeting him was amazing.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I'm glad that I really seized the moment and got that opportunity and was able to take advantage of it.
Day 2 of the Education Summit was just as exciting. Leaders from all over the district, city, and state gathered at the Jacksonville Public Library to talk about increasing parental involvement. Joining them was Mr. Tony Miller, the United States Deputy Secretary of Education. Students say they're happy to know that both city and state officials support them.
I feel that it's incredible because a lot of people do take, especially teenagers in today's society, take education for granted and the opportunities that they do have, because there's a lot of countries where students or children really want an education and can't get it. And if you have it, you should really appreciate it and take advantage of it.
Isabella Groff is standing by with Dr. Nikolai Vitti. She's got more on how this education summit and the strategic plan go hand in hand. Hey, Isabella.
Hey guys. The theme of the summit was increasing parental involvement. The summit generated interest and funds towards the development of the Parent Academy. What can you tell us about the Parent Academy, and how does it engage parents, caregivers, and the community?
Well, right now we're just in the process of developing it. We've rallied the community. We've developed a planning committee, group of people that from all over the city that are going to work together to develop the menu of classes that are offered. And the Parent Academy will offer classes to do 3 things. 1, allow parents to feel more comfortable in how to advocate for their children's education. Secondly, how to just be better parents and deal with issues like bullying and how to use technology. And then the 3rd area will focus on trying to empower parents themselves as individuals with GEDs, work-related opportunities, financial literacy. So it'll be we've talked a lot about developing the whole child, but it's also about developing the whole parent.
Why did you think the district needs a new strategic plan?
Well, I think obviously a new superintendent, new school board, and we have new challenges. And so it was important for the board and myself to come together and go out to the community and ask, what exactly is our school district doing well? What are we not doing well? What do we need to do differently? And the strategic plan is a roadmap on how to get to point A and to B. And point A right now for the district is that we're a good district, but we want to go to point B, which is a great district. But we need a roadmap on how to get there. And so the strategic plan will give us the directions on how to go from point A to B.
Great. How can our community take part in this new plan?
Well, they've already have in one way by just, we vetted the strategic plan over 28 days. I did many community forums. We posted the proposed strategic plan online. We've had about 1,300 people go online and give feedback. So met with students at Lee High School and tried to engage everyone on getting feedback. So that was to make sure that we had the right plan and if we were missing anything. The next step now is for the community to find exactly where their role is in the strategic plan and then to put their shoulder to the wheel and contribute to taking our district from good to great.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Dr.
Thank
Vitti.
you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Isabella. Coming up with a new strategic plan took a lot of work and a lot of input. Not only were the school board, superintendent, and district staff involved, but so was the community.
The plan was developed using feedback and analysis from different town hall, community, and envisioning meetings. Once everything was summarized, district leaders wanted your input.
This is a video from Community Forum at Fletcher High School. The district held a total of 3 meetings at 3 high schools to discuss the new plan with the community. Everyone from parents, educators, and stakeholders came out. They had a chance to speak to the superintendent and board members about the plan and provide input.
It was also important that the district hear from students. Dr. Vitti hosted this meeting at Robert E. Lee High School and invited student representatives from high schools all over the district. Dozens of students attended. After hearing Dr. Vitti's presentation about the plan, they had a chance to not only give Dr. Vitti their feedback, but to also ask questions.
I mean, there's so many great things that are coming for the district, and I'm so glad I get to be a part of it and see some of the changes that are happening. I think that it's a great plan, though, and I think that's really going to promote leadership and well-roundedness in our community and our schools.
Another goal of the plan is to develop the whole child.
And we've got a story about how one school used a unique learning experience to do just that. School Matters reporter Julian Robertson joins us with the scoop.
Hey guys, this is a great example of students getting the type of hands-on learning you just can't get from a textbook. But I have to say, after seeing the story, you may not look at certain breakfast food items the same again. Take a good look, and you'll see students are working with the same tools and equipments doctors use in an operating room. Pretty cool, right?
I think it's cool because it kind of prepares us to what we can do later on in the future.
You see, we're inside Darnell Cookman Middle Senior High, and these are anatomy and physiology freshmen and sophomores. The company that actually makes this equipment for medical professionals is giving these students a one-on-one lesson. It's a part of the school's neuroanatomy days, where students get to partner with UF, Shands, and Medtronic for a series of training sessions. Representatives with Medtronic say grapefruit actually represents soft tissue.
And if you think about the inside of the grapefruit, there's typically a membrane that separates the fruit itself. And so the challenge that we ask them with is to dissect or remove the soft tissue without damaging the surrounding, possibly vital organs or surrounding membranes.
In order to do this, students are learning to use both manual tools and power tools. They're even given another piece of equipment meant to remove juice from this fruit, the same way doctors may need to suction fluid during an operation. Turns out operating on fruit is not as easy as it looks.
This is very hard. I messed up on both of mine a few times, so it takes a lot of work and I'm sure training to learn.
You have to be very careful and precise. Like, you have to be concentrated. You can't be talking about something else or focus on, you have to be concentrated on what you're doing, because if not, you could break the membrane, as he said, on the grapefruit.
It took a few tries, but it looks like they got it. But the lesson didn't stop there. The next task, operate on hard-boiled eggs.
So the egg shell represents thin bone, and oftentimes in neurosurgery procedures, they've got to remove thin layers of bone. And so we ask them to remove that very carefully without damaging the membrane or the egg white.
That looks pretty hard, but these students powered through, and we saw some pretty good work. Students say this exercise gave them greater appreciation for the doctors who work with this equipment daily.
With the power tools, I think it's a lot harder. It's easier to mess up, but it's more fast, more efficient. And then ones that you have to use by hand and do yourself, it's not as hard, it's not as easy to mess up, but it takes longer.
Those with Medtronic say they love coming out to Darnell Cookman year after year, and they're really impressed with these students.
It's actually a lot of fun. I'm really surprised at how interested and also knowledgeable the students are. You know, I think having an opportunity like this to do something that's a little bit different from day to day in textbook is exciting for them as well, but honestly, it's very exciting for us.
By the way, the lessons didn't stop at Darnell Cookman. Students also had a chance to go to the Shands Jacksonville Medical Center and get another hands-on lesson, this time on real specimens. Sounds pretty neat. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. We're just getting started with School Matters. Coming up, we're digging deeper into the district's new strategic plan with an interview you don't want to miss.
Plus, we're hearing this woman's powerful story, how she says distracted driving changed her life, and what you can do to help. School Matters. We'll be right back.
Hey, do you have a minute? I was thinking it's time for us to have that talk. You know, about what I need to do before I finish high school. I'll be walking across that stage and getting my diploma before you know it. And it's really important to me that we start planning now. That way I know what all of my options are. And I'm ready for my future. Actually, I think it'd be a really cool idea if we went with my school counselor, who can help us with everything we both need to know.
You know, you make a really good point. And the district is doing something new this year to help you out. We're setting aside time for counselors like me to meet with 10th graders and their parents or guardians. It's time for us all to get together to set goals for your graduation. But not just graduation, life after high school. So what will these meetings look like?
For starters, we're going to get one of these. It's a personal graduation tracker. This lets me know what I need in order to graduate. You can see how many credits I've earned so far, what courses I'm in now, and you can even see my grade point average. Did you know that I need at least a 2.0 to graduate?
That's not all. The graduation tracker has information on my attendance, and it also lists out my test scores. These scores not only affect my graduation, but also whether I'm able to get into college. This is all really important because with this tracker, you'll be able to help me set the goals I need to earn my diploma and make sure I'm ready for what's next after graduation. like going to college, entering the workforce, or joining the military.
You're also going to get another handout. It's called Post-Secondary Milestones. It's meant to make sure you're doing everything you need to do as a 10th grader. For example, have you taken the PSAT yet? And have you checked if you're eligible for the Bright Future Scholarship? You'll also find out what you'll need to do to remain on track as an 11th grader and as a senior.
Finally, you'll also get one of these, a high school, college, and career resource guide with a lot of really great information and websites, like what are the promotion requirements I need to accomplish now in order to move up to the next grade? What are the tests I need to take to graduate? What websites are out there to help me with college and career planning? And what free resources are out there to help me prepare for the tests?
I'm really glad we're having this talk.
So am I.
Me too.
With your support and with the help of my school counselors, I know I'll be ready for my future.
Welcome back to School Matters. Today, we've been filling you in on everything you need to know about the district's new strategic plan.
An additional goal in this plan is this: great teachers and leaders. Julian Robertson is in the studio with details of a new district-wide effort meant to help both teachers and leaders.
We believe teachers have a tough job. Soon, a lot of people will know that firsthand. Dr. Vitti has launched an initiative that places district administrators in the classroom as teachers. Tia Leathers is the Vice President of Programs with Junior Achievement. Thanks for joining us. First of all, how does this partnership with Junior Achievement come about?
Well, Junior Achievement has been in Jacksonville doing programs in workforce readiness, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship for 50 years this year. We decided to meet with Dr. Vitti to determine how our organization could help Duval County Public Schools. After meeting with Dr. Vitti and hearing of some of the perceptions that came out of a UNF study of district administrators, the staff here versus the educators in the classroom, he thought it best that this would be a good way to get county administrators in the classroom to kind of change the perception of what the community thinks of the administration here. So Junior Achievement is now providing a curriculum by which the county staff can go in and teach, and so teachers get to see them in a different way other than what they may be thinking they do every day right now.
What kinds of lessons can students expect?
Students can expect fun lessons, hands-on lessons. They can expect things that allow them to know why they're learning what they're learning in the classroom. So if they have math and they have decimal placement, they may get to learn how you balance a checkbook or how you go back and take away the amount that you just spent. So they're able to determine why they're learning what they're learning in the classroom already. But they can expect loads of fun and great people having fun with them.
How do teachers and students benefit from this?
Teachers benefit because all of our programs are correlated to the Common Core standards. So everything that the volunteers are going in to do, or the district administrators, I should say, are going in to do, correlate to what they're already doing. So it should enhance what they're doing in the classroom. And students will benefit because not only are they learning the valuable programs, but they get great role models to help them learn.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Julian.
In case you were wondering, 230 administrators and even some board members signed up ahead for the classroom. Should be fun. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Julian. Now we want to turn to a topic that's important to all of us, especially young drivers. Statistics show that each day, 15 people die in crashes that involve a distracted driver.
But you don't have to become another statistic. Senseless acts like this should end. Let's head over to Atlantic Coast High School for more on what's being done. On the surface, it looked like a normal assembly, but that quickly changed. This woman's name is Katie Matthews, and as you see, she's in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the chest down. The story behind her injuries is what brought her to Atlantic Coast High School.
Just like them, I had people coming in to my high school all the time telling me what could happen and what could happen. I was the person sitting there thinking, you know, what are the chances of it ever happening to me?
Katie is 23 years old. When she was 16, she was involved in a horrible car accident. She says she was in a car with a group of friends when the driver became distracted by Katie's cell phone.
I was the one who thought I was invincible, and teens think that it's not going to happen to me, but nowadays, with cell phones being such a distraction that they are today, we're glued to them.
Katie is partnering with the district, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and the Self Movement. She's telling her story to help launch the second annual Teen Safe Driving video contest. Students are given the chance to make 30 to 60-second videos about the dangers of impaired or distracted driving. Students are not only able to earn college scholarships, but also money for their school. Alan Connerly is a student at Atlantic Coast High School who was left injured from a terrible crash. He says he's inspired by Katie's story and by what students will be able to do through this contest.
I can relate to it because it kind of like makes me think about what did I go through? How can I help her? It's been a challenge, but growing up to be a man, what is life without challenges? Every challenge a man goes through defines his character. So I feel, God put me through this so I can help them.
It's so great to have the teens, or have the students interact and be a part of something that can make a difference for them in their entire lives.
It's not too late to enter this contest. The deadline is March 31st at midnight. To find out how to submit your video and to see the rules, visit www.theselfmovement.org. Coming up on School Matters, we're introducing you to the district's Teacher of the Year. You don't want to miss the big reveal.
Plus, a huge win for one of our high schools. School Matters reporter Julian Robertson is back with which basketball team scored a statewide championship. But first, we want you to get to know us a little better. This month, we're introducing you to our dcps-tv producer, Matt Beacon.
Coming this summer to a school near you. Students will have a chance to learn, participate in fun activities and field trips. Stay on track. Attend this free summer academy for Title I elementary and middle and high school bridge students. Space is limited. Sign up today.
When it comes to money, we know that you expect us to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. We want you to know that we are meeting that expectation.
In fact, that's in our new strategic plan, which requires us to equitably and efficiently use resources.
Standard & Poor's provided the district with a rating of AA-, which means the district has a very strong capacity to meet financial commitments.
To give us a little more perspective on what that means, Isabella Groff is joining us for one final sit-down with Superintendent Dr. Vitti. Isabella?
Hey guys. First of all, what does it mean for a district this size to have earned this kind of credit rating in the economy?
Well, especially now over the past couple of years, districts have had to make very difficult decisions in tough economic times. Districts have fewer dollars coming in, so it's hard to do a lot of the things that we need to do for our students. So considering tough economic times, we've been able to have a high credit rating, which means that we're using our money efficiently, we're not overspending, and it positions us well as we go into this development, the implementation of the new strategic plan. We're going to be in a position to fund a lot of the things that we need to do for our children.
Great. How does our rating compare to other large school districts?
Well, I think, again, because the financial crisis hit a couple of years ago and we're still suffering from that, a lot of districts do not have the same kind of cash that we have moving forward funds. And so I think compared to other large districts, we are positioned well to fund a lot of the initiatives linked to the whole child, music, arts, possibly additional transportation, after-school transportation for after-school events. So we're going to take advantage of the good work that's happened in the district regarding fiscal management.
Great. What evidence exists that shows our district is using our resources equitably and efficiently?
Well, I think this is one area that we can do a better job of. I think that we can do a better job of technology and making sure that all of our students have access to it, all of our teachers have access to technology, and I think we can do a better job of making sure that our funds are following our most at-risk students, those students that are most below grade level. There are examples where we're being equitable and consistent with the use of our dollars, but I think we can do even better.
Great. Well, thanks again so much for coming in, Dr. Vitti.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Isabella. I think it's time we take a moment to send out some congratulations.
School Matters reporter Julian Robertson is joining us with a list of people we want to recognize for great work. Right, Julian?
Absolutely. Let's begin with the teachers. Well, really one teacher. We know all of our teachers do wonderful work in the classroom, but only one can be named Teacher of the Year. So let's head to the Eddie Awards. The Eddie Awards is an annual ceremony and joint effort between the Jacksonville Public Education Fund and the Schultz Center for Teaching and Leadership. It's an event for the best teachers in the city, and it's also the place where the 2013 Florida Blue Duval County Teacher of the Year is announced. Our cameras were rolling as the 5 finalists were on stage at the Times Union Center for Performing Arts, and the big announcement was made.
The 2013 Florida Blue Teacher of the Year is April.
Congratulations to our 2013 Florida Blue Duval County Teacher of the Year. Great work. Now let's move on to a team, specifically a state championship winning basketball team. You're looking at a video of the Ribault High School Lady Trojans because they clinched the title of the state's Class 4A basketball championship. They beat Coral Springs Charter School 65-47, and if winning this title wasn't impressive enough, would you believe this is the 9th time they've earned it? We know their school is proud, and so are we. And you know, guys, there's always a lot of good news to celebrate in the district. Be sure to visit duvalschools.org, where you can find the latest news headlines and fun features about our schools.
That's really great news. Thanks, Julian. Well, we've got one more story before we go. This time, it's coming from one of our middle schools.
One of the hosts from our other show, Real School, is here with a special sneak peek. Isn't that right?
Hey guys, you've got to watch our next episode of Real School. We've got so many cool stories, I'm losing count.
Shirley Miller! Do you know what today is? Today is your day because you just won a brand new car!
We're showing you a sweet surprise from Landon Middle School as one of the teachers gets the surprise of her life. You won't want to miss her reaction as a local TV station brings her a huge gift. Plus, what you're looking at isn't child's play. These are sophisticated robots used in academic competitions. We'll tell you what neat club is building these great tools and also building up great students. And we'll have the full story on the Eddie Awards. You'll definitely want to relive the ceremony as we honor some of our best teachers. This next episode of Real School premieres April 7th at 10 a.m. on WJCT. Be there. I know I'll be. From Landon Middle School, I'm Vaishnavi. Bye, guys.
Now it's time for us to say goodbye. Thanks for watching this episode of School Matters.
The good news doesn't stop here. Be sure to check us out online at duvalschools.org and also follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
From the superintendent and from all of us, have a great day. We'll see you next time.